Hey everybody, this is Bryan Hogue. Welcome to Chiller Chat. Now tonight we will be talking with Shawn Kelly of the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. We'll be talking about the paranormal investigation. Spirits, ghosts, what do you think? What do you believe? We'll get Shawn's opinion and we'll talk about his investigations. So let's get him on the phone here. Shawn, this is Bryan. Welcome to Chiller Chat.
Hey, Bryan, how are you?
Good, real good. How are you tonight?
Not bad at all.
Well, I want to thank you very much for agreeing to be on the show tonight. I know I and several of the viewers are anxious to discuss your paranormal investigations.
Oh, great. I'm glad to hear that. I'm excited too. Thank you for asking.
Oh, you are very welcome. Now, how long? I guess I'll start right off the bat. Now, you're from Pittsburgh, obviously, with the title of the group there.
Yeah.
How long has the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society been together, been investigating?
Well, I started the group March 6th, 2006.
Okay.
And we're still going strong today. In all those years, I've had over 100 investigators in my group, and some of them left and formed their other groups and their own groups. And I don't know. It's just it's great to know that that other groups out there. A lot of them were started by having been in my group.
Yeah. Wow. You've had over 100, or you've had about 100 members on your group. That's funny because I was actually going to ask you how many members are currently on your group.
Well, right now I got a strong group. We got 12.
Okay, that's a good number. That's a good number of
yeah, it is, and they're the best. And I tell you what, I can put my team up against any paranormal group out there in the world, and we'll kick some butt.
Well, I can't wait to get to one photo in particular. I'll refrain from doing that just yet. But oh wow, the photo that you sent me, I cannot wait to discuss. I gotta ask, when you got into this, first of all, how did you get into it, and what made you get into it? I mean, did you have an event happen in your life that made you interested in this type of thing?
Well, what happened was back in February of 2006, I was dating a girl, and she said, let's go to Gettysburg. And never been there in my life, And so we took a trip up in February to Gettysburg, and we went on a ghost tour. And it was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, listening to all the stories up there, and it just caught my attention. So in March of 2006, I went up myself, and I got a camera, that you buy at a drugstore, and I started taking pictures with it, and got these orbs, and I was all pretty excited about it. And what happened after that was I got home, and I was up at Eaton Park on West Liberty Avenue here in Dormont, and a friend of mine, I brought up the idea of starting a paranormal group, and she was all for it. And from March 6, 2006 till now, we've been going strong. And at first, we started to, we just wanted to do something on a Saturday night, like go to a cemetery, or go to an urban legend place, just to do something on a Saturday night. And at that time, ghost taps, ghost hunters were on.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a real big thing, ghost hunting. And so I had no problem getting people in my group to go out on Saturdays. So what happened was in October of that year, we went and we did a house for a client, and that got the ball rolling. We mainly do private residences. We also do businesses. Lately, though, we've been going to, we call them pay-per-views, where you go pay and you go investigate, but the majority of Pittsburgh Paranormal Society's investigations have to do with clients who have ghosts in their house, and they need answers.
I have two questions from Deanna. One of our viewers is one is, now she was wondering if you only do ghost hunting or involved in the spirit investigations, or do you do other things as well, being under the paranormal umbrella? Do you do anything like chupacabra or any cryptozoological?
Yeah, crypts. Yeah, we do crypts. Hi, Deanna.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely do. We do, well, you know that I have a radio show, Chasing Prophecy.
Yes.
Me and two others. So that's Jeannie Nicasio and Mr. I.M. Petro. I forgot his first name. He's going to get mad. But we have guests on with cryptids, and they talk about Bigfoot. They talk about Chupacabra. They also talk about anything, UFOs, aliens, and stuff like that. So what started out as ghost hunting, and being in the business for over 30 years, now it seems like I'm being introduced to the different paranormal stuff.
Okay. Well, Deanna, her second question was, has anything ever attached itself to you in a bad way? And I'll extend that to anybody else in your group.
Not really.
Okay.
I won't allow that.
Mm-hmm.
See, me and my, I'm on a good, first name basis with the big guy upstairs. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we go into an investigation of some sort, I usually ask for his protection, and no one's ever gotten an attachment on him. Never.
Okay. Now let's see. I got one more I'll do from one of the viewers, and then I'll get back to my line of questioning here. Paul says, why don't just moved here. Why don't ghost hunting shows give proof of the afterlife?
Well, that's a good question, Paul. All you see on TV, the ghost hunting shows on TV, is, just to get people riled up. The majority of the time, they don't get no evidence, okay? Mm-hmm. And what you see as evidence on TV, they make it up. So even if they did, I know Taps at the beginning, they did not believe in orbs, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't scientifically put. And see, to where I'm different on the other end, where if I see an orb, a very good, bright orb, then, to me, that's a spirit. But I, at one time, me and a friend of mine, we did a 13-episode Raw Fear. It's called Raw Fear. And what I did was we took 8 kids and who never investigated. And I'm talking, the youngest was 18, the oldest was like 22. And during those 13 episodes, we took them out and investigate. And we investigated places, and if we didn't get no evidence, we would still put it on TV, because what I was trying to get to our viewers was that not all investigations you see on TV are real.
Well, that's a Bill Holtz, one of our viewers, says, "What's your opinion of the shows like Paranormal Caught on Tape? Do you think that I guess you're somewhat saying this is, do you think they sensationalize it? Do they mock up some of the events
Oh yeah,
on film?
like
Like I would
paranormal
expect that.
on camera.
Yeah.
Some of them are real. Okay. Some of them are just made up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you see a chair moving, if you really look at that chair moving, there's actually fish line and someone's pulling on it.
Right.
Yeah.
They have a show to do.
Yes, that's it.
Right.
And they, people send in their videos and they pop it up. But I'd like to watch that show. Me and other group members like to watch that show because we try to debunk it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right away, if it's real, if it isn't real.
Well, there is. You sent me some pictures, and I really wanted to show this. This is just a really, because I certainly have I got some questions here.
Okay.
I'm going to put this up right now. Now, this right here is the cemetery photograph that you sent me.
Right.
And I don't know if viewers are catching what I caught right away, but if they don't, I'm going to close in a little bit on one part of that photo that captured my attention pretty quickly. The figure standing there behind the tombstone. Were you there when this photograph was taken?
Yes, I sure was.
Did you know of anybody else out in the cemetery while you were there?
Yeah, I had my group members with me. There was like 7 of us out there investigating, and let me set the backstory on that. It was 98 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
It was sweltering hot, bugs biting, everything, and so Val, she sat down on the ground and took a picture with her camera, and that's what she picked up. It's amazing because if you look where he's at, he's looking down at a headstone that has a mother and 2 daughters, and we really believe that is his family that he was looking at. If you look at that picture too, with the attire he's dressed in, that's wool. You know what I mean? Nobody would wear wool in 98 degrees.
Did you happen to catch the dates of that the mother and daughter passed away? Did you happen to catch that on the tombstone?
No. See, it's my number 1 rule.
Uh-huh.
Okay, my number 1 rule is that whenever we shoot in the cemetery, we don't shoot at the names.
Uh-huh.
We shoot behind them because A, we can get in trouble.
Uh-huh.
Okay, if we post it, and B, show respect to the families who are alive, living. So their name don't be broadcast all over.
Right. No, that's a good policy to keep by. But I was just wondering if because of, well, I'm going to put his picture back up. Trying to you made the point of saying that he's wearing wool. People don't really wear that anymore. I was just curious if the mother and daughter had passed away, like for example, if they had passed away in the 50s or something like that.
Oh no, I think it was way before that. I do know that. I do remember it was in the 20s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there's another tombstone out there, and it was really sad. A family of 7 died, and it was sad because they were all young.
Well, Adam says, what cemetery is that?
Grove Cemetery out in New Brighton.
New Brighton, okay. And then Deanna says, let's see. I just had it. Oh, she says, wow, how scary and sad. Poor soul.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Dan writes, this is a good question. This is something probably for every paranormal investigator. Have you ever been really scared?
Yes. I admit. I admit I was really, really scared one time. guess it was at the beginning when we first started investigating, because we were at one of the Carnegie libraries here, and I was in this room. It got real quiet and it got real cold, you know, and I was waiting for Andrew to come out, you know, touch me on the shoulder and that. But I only definitely got scared one time, and I'm not ashamed to admit that either. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you didn't have fear, you couldn't be in this job, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's very true. Well, I would think a lot of it is instinctual anyway. So fear comes with that.
Yes.
And Paul says, "Not sleeping tonight. Great photo. There is my proof."
Oh, I told Paul to go to bed. He's all right, man. It's all good. You know, that guy's stuck at Grove Cemetery. You know, so he ain't coming to you.
Oh, that's interesting. There was another question up here I wanted to get to, and then okay. John says, "Is the cold or sudden rise or drop in temperatures a sign of the presence of the ghost or supernatural force?"
Absolutely. Absolutely. What we like to do is take a temperature reading of the room that we're in. Okay. We check for drafts, we check for open windows, whatever. And if it's reading 72 degrees, the temperature that we took, and all of a sudden it drops down to 14 degrees, yes, it's definitely supernatural. There's the ghost there. The temperature in the room does decrease, and sometimes it increases.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this: What do you think? Like the figure in the photograph, for example, and I know I'm going to ask you, what are we looking at there? What do you think we're looking at? Now, I know the answer. You know, like basically is ghost, but what does that mean? You just on the basic level, what does that mean? Is that what do you think that is? What's a ghost mean to you and your teammates? Is that somebody who lived before, or is that what is that?
That's a good question. See, when we die, okay, our shell dies, okay, our spirit moves on, our spirit leaves the body, and when it leaves the body, they have the opportunity at the moment to either go to the light or stay here and walk the earth plane. The majority of the spirits don't go to the light because, as maybe I was raised where, you know, you committed a sin, you're going to hell, right?
Right.
So a lot of the people who die are afraid to go into that light, fearing that God is going to put them in hell. So they walk the earth, they walk the earth plane.
Have you ever been able to have some type of communication with these ghosts, these spirits, and had any type of conversation along that line? Like, why are you here? Were you afraid of, like, I would just love to know that, you know, I would love to communicate with somebody on the other side, or have them tell me, this is what it's like, this is what happens, you know, this is why I'm here. I was afraid to go to the light. You know, have you ever had any type of communication like that?
Not like that.
Not like that, yeah, right.
No, trust me, I'll tell you what, if we did get something like that, I think we'd be the first group out there to explain why that spirit is out in death. But we do communicate to spirits. We go do it through EVPs, which is an electronic voice phenomenon, which is a digital voice recorder. And we also talk to them on a ghost box. You might have heard that.
Yes.
A ghost box is an AM/FM radio, and but what it does is that instead of it rotates real quick. It goes through the stations really fast. But with the ghost box, they have it set where you can reverse that. Do you know what I mean? And we usually have it on an AM station. The because there's a lot of white noise that goes on that radio. And then we ask questions and we get answers.
Wow. Bill asks, are certain venues more likely to have the activity, like the cemetery you showed, for example, hospitals or jails?
You know what? I can go to your house and find ghosts. Okay. Mental hospitals, yes. Trans-Allegheny Asylum, prisons. The one down in West Virginia. Places like that, yeah. Where there was a lot of, people who were getting lobotomies done and stuff like that. Yeah, they're pretty creepy and they're very, very scary, but and a ton of activity. But you know what? If you look at it right, there's two different types of hauntings. There is a residual haunting, which is a ghost is in a continuous rotation. Okay, if it, like Gettysburg, good for instance, up there, there's some places where soldier's walking right at you and he don't even see you, and he's walking right through, and he repeats it over and over and over again, which means that spirit is stuck in 1863 up in Gettysburg. Okay, now you got your intelligent hauntings where they know what's going on. And I have another policy. My number one rule is to be in the group is if you respect the spirits, in return the spirits will respect you. And that's when we get a lot of communication with them.
Okay. Now, Deanna asks, how do you know you're not being fooled by evil entities when you're talking through the EVP?
Well, Deanna, I've been in the business for over 30 years, and I have like I said earlier on in the show, I have a good relationship with my higher power, my spirit, and they protect us. They protect me. We would know if we were being fooled or not. You can tell.
I want to put up again, Chasing Prophecy. And this is on every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. That's correct?
Yes, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, sir.
Okay. And every week, you and Jenny
Nicasio.
Okay. And you talk about a wide range of paranormal or cryptozoological topics, I believe, right?
Yes. Jason. Oh, you forgot to mention Jason.
Oh, Jason. Okay.
And yeah, we do.
Jason's gonna be mad at both of us after tonight.
He's a big old boy. That's all. But no. Yeah, we talk. We have different guests on. If we don't find a guest, then usually we've been really busy in investigations, and so we will discuss our investigations on the radio. But right now, the last 4 weeks, which is great, if you go to SoundCloud and type in Chasing Prophecy and hit the track button, then you'll see all our shows or hear all our shows.
Okay.
And, we're over the 100,000 mark now. So
wow, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah. And they can view that by going, is it chasingprophecyradio.com? Is that correct?
Yes, they can go there. The radio station is out of New Orleans, UPRN, United Paranormal Radio Network. You can listen to the shows on there, but you can also listen, like you said, on YouTube too. Chasing Prophecy, Pittsburgh Paranormal, something like that. Pittsburgh, something like that on YouTube, and you can listen to the show there too.
Okay. All right. Now Raymond asks, what about the theory that a spirit needs an impetus from a living person to enter the light? An impetus. The impetus can be identifying the ghost's murderer. Not sure if I understand that question.
Can you rephrase that somehow?
Let's see. What about the theory that a spirit needs? I'm reading that, rereading that. An impetus from a living person to enter the light.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I understand what he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I do that. What I do is, when a spirit wants to cross into the light, I'll go to the house, I'll go and do a meditation, and I find that spirit, and I help them into the light.
Oh, wow.
My angels come down and pick them up, and they take them. So whenever they take them, I don't even know where they go after that. But it's rewarding to help somebody cross into the light.
Now, have you ever video? Do you have any of that on video?
No. Some people do take pictures, and whenever I go under, you just see all these orbs surrounding me, and they go up through the ceiling. It's really crazy.
What's that experience like? What do you do? Do you go into a prayer, into some type of prayer meditation, or?
I don't go into prayer. I just go straight into a deep meditation, and I call on my angels to give me a hand here, and they come down, and we find them and talk to them, and then they go away.
That is interesting. Interesting.
The angel that I work with a lot, he's an archangel, Uriel, Uriel, and he's big, he's bad, and he kicks butt, but he's also loving, caring, and sensitive. You know what I mean? So he's a good dude.
Well, that's very interesting. I've never. Let's see. Adam says, and Adam, by the way, I got to thank Adam because Adam's the one who put me in touch with you. He's one of my viewers here, and he wrote. So thank you, Adam. And he wrote, in my life, I've only ever seen one ghost, even though I've had several experiences, and it was in a cemetery, and it was of a man standing at a grave looking down at it, super similar to the photo. I wonder how often, something like that would happen.
Probably, all the time.
See, I didn't think about, like, I was thinking, well, the cemetery, that's just where they're putting the bodies. But I never thought about the idea of a family member perhaps coming out and looking at the, at the burial site.
You know what? Think about it, right? You've been dead for 100 years, okay? And nobody in your family has come and visited you, okay? So you're stuck by yourself in that cemetery, right by your tombstone.
Yeah.
And then you see a bunch of people come out into the cemetery, and they're like snapping pictures or flashing lights, or talking. Would you not want to go up and introduce yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd want to go up and have a look-see and see what's going on.
Yeah, and then that's when the conversation started.
Wow.
That's how it is.
That's fascinating.
I like going to cemeteries because what I like to do, and we did it a long time ago, if there was vandalism or like a military, the flags are on the ground, we'd stick them up, we'd take care of it, try to make it look a little nicer for them. Because you think about it, right? They're allowing you to go on where they live now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to make it look good for them, you know what I mean? You got to.
Right. Well, that definitely shows respect. Shawn, as I stated earlier, this goes so quick. This half hour goes so quick. Believe it or not, we're actually at the end of the show. I'm gonna put your logo up there. I want everybody to check out the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. Check out their page on Facebook. I have the facebook.com / Pittsburgh Paranormal up there on the screen. Check them out, and if you want to get a hold of the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society, they can just go on there, right, Shawn, and message directly through there.
Leave me a message, and then I'll get back to y'all.
Fantastic. Wow. This was a great show. I was very much looking forward to talking to you.
Yes,
Shawn, thank you so much for doing this. I particularly wanted to talk about that photograph. That was, I got to say, that's one of the best ones that I've seen in all the years I've been doing this. That was one of the most intriguing pictures that any team has sent to me. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for your listeners who asked the questions.
Yes, thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And Shawn, thank you again. And everybody, have a good night. Have a good chiller night. And we'll see you next week.
How many times do I have to tell you, just because something isn't good doesn't mean it's bad?